Dear Shrestha viewers, welcome. Today we are going to discuss about inflation. In the last class, we were discussing about quantity of money theory, right? In that only we said, like we learned that the quantity of money, how it affects on the price level. Yes, today because you understood the topic very deeply, today you will be much more easier to you to understand what is inflation. Now what is inflation? Knowingly or unknowingly we use this term in our daily lives. Either there is a small raise, suddenly it will raise in the value of some price level of goods and services like vegetables, some fruits or some other materials like the fabric or cotton is being much costlier now, or something like linen or something like silk or something other products, okay. So like that, and even now other herbs and all, so like that. So whatever it is, a general sudden rise in a general price level, and that is persistent for a long period of time, then that is called inflation. Now if we don't have much big problems, then a small issues will be confronted as a big issue, yes or no? So our economists are behind this inflation now, because that is only termed as the biggest problem in the developing as well as in the developed economies. Inflation is a very big problem. So they are behind it to find some solutions. Now if we have to find a solution, we need to know the causes, why it is occurring. So these are the causes. Let's discuss about them. Okay, first one is excess supply of money. We already spoke about demand for money, supply of money, quantity of money, and its effect on price level. So when you can't stop the supply of money, everyone will have much money, like some crores of rupees whoever they have, and every time when you have a requirement of money, if you have the money in your hands, they're supplying you like that, then whatever we'll do, like you'll try to spend on it. And it is a general thing, like whenever you have money you like to spend, and again even if the demand also rises, whenever you are ready to pay, then even the price raises. So the seller will think, okay, he's ready to pay, why not I make it 500, 600, 700 like that. So that that also increases the price level. Did you understand? So excess supply of money is a very big problem. So because of having money, you will again concentrate on buying some products, yes or no? So that leads to inflation. Okay, that is one of the cause. And the second one is demand pull inflation. Now if I say about this, we say that government and private spendings, like how they spend on this products and services, and we have full employment in our country, and everyone are getting sufficient income and all. So where all this goes? Again it is going into public only, right? I'm spending, I'm earning some amount as income, so I'm spending it on the products which I like, and from there it is circulating at some other thing. Here the velocity of the circulation of money is much speed, so that inflation occurs. So that is demand pull inflation. And what if there is not that demand or less supply for that products? Now you are ready to pay, but the demand, the supply is very low. That is your third problem, like cost push inflation. Even though you have amount or the money to spend, but the supply is low. Do you agree? Like you're in a production company where your main input which you want for your product is oil. Then if the oil price is rising in such a level, then that is a cost of production that will add up to your cost, right? So obviously where this burden falls is on the customer. because you simply get because your customer will pay for you. Yes or no? At the final burden is again on the customer. So that whenever you are trying to do this supply of goods and that cost of the even the basic factors of production, that materials cost will also be increased because of there is a less demand, less amount of supply of goods and services, and there is an aggregate demand for money. So this also leads for inflation. That's what it is called, cost push inflation. Here it is demand pull inflation. You have many things with you, you can spend it, okay, and you have much income and employment, etc. So you have amount, you will be getting amount again and again, but where to spend? You have equal amount of supply? No, right? That is called as cost push inflation, where you have amount to spend, but there is not in such a speed of supply of commodities or the supply of goods and services which you want, okay. So then that is called cost push inflation. And then how, in which level it is? Low increase in the supply of goods and services. Yes, supply is low. So how, in which way it is? Like technology and machinery, obsolete technology and deficient machinery. Whenever, see, now people are moving forward. In companies, previously we used to have computers. We used to sit, type, and we have to work there and we have to come to home. And we don't have any other systems. We just need to go, we have to work there and we have to come back. Either if you have any work, you have to come back to office, you have to work and then go back to your home. Yes or no? But you can't carry this system to your home. You can't do it here. But now days has changed. You can do your work even sitting at home. So compare two companies here. One is working with computers and other one which is working with laptops. So these people can sit and do their work from home, and why not? Even 24 hours they can be busy in the work and then get it done. So the same work, if it is done in computers, it takes 1 week. Then because of it is laptops and some normal iPads and all, they can carry on their work sitting at home, which completes their work in 3 days. So in the final, who is first and who is completing the work fast? Okay. So that matters according to technology. And deficient machinery. So when the deficient machinery is producing some outdated products, then there is not much demand, and even it gives a trouble to supply also. Okay. Now if a machine there is producing, you bought a machinery which is producing some 2 or 3 goods at a time, but there is much more efficient machinery which produces the same some tons of goods and services at a time. So which is better? You're producing the same thing but in a much speeder way. So which you want to use so that you'll get, so here the supply is falling down, right? So that is called the obsolete technology and deficient machinery. Because of this, even there is a less supply of goods and services. If your machines and technology doesn't support your requirement, doesn't support your supply, doesn't support your business, then obviously your business is going to down. Yes. So if there is no supply, how can you earn? Yes or no? So it's that. So whatever you supply, you add. So if you have some 10 goods which you have supplied, which cost or price was very low when you supplied it in a large tons, but whenever you are supplying it in a small ones, when it is getting scarce, obviously the price rises, right? So like that. And because why it is raising, it doesn't because we are not getting much profit, but it incurs such kind of cost for production also. So we are increasing its cost as it is getting rare and scarce. And then the other one is why the supply of goods is getting low is because scarcity of resources like natural calamities. Now if it is a deficient machinery, if it is an obsolete technology, it can be updated. But what do you do about natural calamities? It can come at any time. So if you say about you're running sandalwood business, so your main thing will come from the trees itself, and when there is a natural calamities like some forest fires and all, or something like cyclones and all, it affects, right? So when it affects, what will happen? It is going to shut down your business. So that's how that natural calamities will also affect the supply. So not only this, any other business. So whatever it is which affects, so natural calamities affects everything. So in that way also it causes for the low increase in supply of goods and services. Okay. Then built-in inflation. Here adaptive expectation. Expectation of what? Like you are getting built-in inflation is like as we spoke about all these things which covers everything here, like you have excess of money but don't know where to spend, and even the supply is getting very low and it is getting scarce. Then what to do? We have to plan it in an efficient way. And how does it help the economy? Obviously it decreases, and it is a very macroeconomic problem actually. Yes or no? So this is again the complete part of this, whatever we have spoken, this everything, the each and every point covers in this. Adaptive expectation. Wantedly you are expecting much more things, like you have amount, it's fine, but the supply is not up to that range. What can you do? Yes. So what are the measures that you have to take is what the question that arises in the mind. So that comes to the end of inflation. What did we discuss? Inflation, a sudden rise in the persistent price level of the, a sudden rise in the general price level which is persistent up to long period of time. Okay. So that is a problem not only in a developing economy but also in the developed economies. That economists are working through that, and we have got the measures also that we will be discussing in the further classes. For now, this comes to the end of the session. In the next topic, we are going to discuss about impact of inflation on economics. Clear? So if you think I made relevant to this topic, kindly like, share and subscribe to our channel, and also comment in the box if you have any other queries. Thank you and stay tuned to Shrestha.